Dear Study in Australia prospective applicants, I am Parwinder Kaur from West Highlander, and today I would like to speak about study in Australia. I would like to speak about the eligibility requirements, your work rights while you are in Australia on student visa, post-study work options you may have, if you could bring your spouse along with to Australia, GTE, one of the most important criteria impacting your study in Australia application, and the financial requirements to apply for student visa to Australia. So let's start with eligibility requirements. So if you are a 10+2 student, you can go for either in a diploma or a degree course, 3-year bachelor's degree course. So it depends on the IELTS band score you have. If you have got IELTS band score of 5.5, you can apply for a package of courses, certificate, diploma and advanced diploma. If you have got IELTS band score of 6, you can directly apply for 3 years of bachelor's degree. So depending on your IELTS band score, you can either go for diploma or for a degree. Now speaking about your work rights as an international student in Australia, as a student you have work rights to work 40 hours fortnightly. So that's great. You get an opportunity to work in a developed country, have experience of the workplace, which is ultimately going to help you. Now if we talk about the post-study work options, that is different for a student who has opted for diploma and a student who has opted for a bachelor's degree. Now if you do a bachelor's degree, 3 years bachelor's degree, you are eligible for a post-study work visa of 2 years. So any course, any field, a 3 years bachelor degree higher education would make you eligible for a 2 years post-study work visa. On the other hand, if you have opted for a diploma course, then in order to have a post-study work, that is for 18 months, your course must be listed in the CSOL list, Consolidated Skilled Occupation list. So friends, if you would like to avail the post-study work opportunity after doing your diploma course, then please make sure that you refer to this list, CSOL list. Now, talking about graduates. If you have done graduation over here in your home country, then you have got 2 options. If you fulfill the direct entry requirements, you can straightway enroll into a master's degree. The general English language entry requirement is of IELTS band score of 6.5 or an equivalent PTE score. Now if you don't fulfill the direct entry requirement, then you have the option of applying a course combination of a graduate diploma and a master's degree, or you could opt for any course to fulfill that short requirement of your English language and then enroll in a master's course. Now speaking about the work rights, as an international student you can work fortnightly for 40 hours. And if we speak about post-study work options for graduates, it depends on the course you are enrolled in. If you are doing masters by coursework, then after the successful completion of your studies, you are eligible for a 2 years post-study work visa. Now if your course is masters by research, then you are eligible for a 3 years post-study work visa, and a PhD course would make you eligible for a 4 years of post-study work visa. So depending on your course, the graduates may avail 2, 3 or 4 years of post-study work visa. Now speaking about the common requirements for both the 10+2 students and graduates, I would like to speak about the financial requirements first. In order to be eligible to apply for a student visa as per Australian immigration, you need to have your tuition fee of first year plus cost of living for first year of your duration of stay in Australia, along with travel expenses that are Australian dollars 2,000. So you need to fulfill these requirements, or the other option may be you can put along with your student visa application the family income groups. That's roughly Australian dollar 60,000 if you are a single applicant. So if your spouse and your kids are accompanying you, the income threshold would raise to Australian dollar 70,000. So these are the financials you would be requiring to support your student visa application to Australia. Now let's talk about a very important aspect of your application, that is GTE, Genuine Temporary Entry Criteria. Now students, if you do not meet this criteria, then there are very high chances of your student visa application being refused. GTE means the case officer would look into various circumstances to judge whether your sole intention of going to Australia is to study, or you are taking a study pathway in order to gain residency over there. So there are many factors which would be considered important while assessing this aspect of GTE, like your circumstances in your home country, your personal circumstances in Australia, the course you are wanting to do in Australia, and the value that course would have for your future career prospects. So it's very compulsory that you prepare this GTE statement carefully. If you take this aspect lightly, it's going to impact your student visa application in a negative way. Now, talking about spouses. The students have a question that, can their spouse accompany them to Australia on a student visa? Now, it depends on your individual circumstances. To quote here, I would say how long you have been into relationship, how long have you been married, and other aspects of your relationship the case officer would consider. So there is no hard and fast rule that yes, your spouse can accompany or your spouse cannot accompany. It totally depends on your individual circumstances. Friends, I hope you find this information useful. For any query you may have about your study in Australia application, please contact West Highlander. Thank you.